So previous class we have discussed about the main account menu. What are the different options available within the main account menu and how a main account is controlled in various processes with that menu. So today we will discuss about a new topic, financial dimensions. So to begin with, what is a financial dimension and how it works? So I have to ask few questions to you guys. Normally is to not to check your accounting knowledge, but to see how much your analytical understanding skills are like up to. Suppose that go follow this example. I have a company. Okay, suppose my MRF only. My MRF company is in India. Okay, MRF Limited is located in India. Is a India-based legal entity. Okay, one legal entity only. So I have sales units. I have incorporated some sales units to sell my goods. So MRF, what MRF sells? MRF from normally sells rubber, uh, rubber products. So go for tires usually. Okay, so I have one business unit in Hyderabad and another one in Bangalore, another one in Chennai, another one in Mumbai. Okay, so, so I have my business units in these four areas. So every time I do transactions from here, I do my sales. So manufacturing is done somewhere in India. Suppose that my manufacturing unit is in somewhere in Gujarat. Okay, manufacturing unit in Gujarat as well as business office is also in Gujarat. So business office is somewhere in else in Gujarat and manufacturing unit is somewhere else in Gujarat. Okay, it's on Gujarat. But my selling units are mainly in four areas: Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. Okay, only four. There might be a lot of them, but I am only going for four now, just for understanding sake. Okay, every time I'll record revenues here for Hyderabad, for Bangalore, for Chennai, and for Mumbai. So I have a single legal entity only. Every time I'll record those transactions in this single legal entity. At the end of some period, I want to understand how much I have earned through Hyderabad business unit or how much I have earned through Bangalore business unit or four business units separately. So how can I do this? Or how can I track my transactions on the basis of location or on the basis of this business unit that the sales unit, whatever we call? Any idea? I'm sure who doesn't have any idea about ERP will not have any idea about how we do this in normal business. So for this, we usually create some segments along with the main accounts. So we will do transaction for the main account, but we will also additionally tag some segments. So what that segments were called as financial dimensions in Microsoft Dynamics. Okay, I'll go with another example for you. So I have a department. So I have a four departments in my company. So I have finance department, I have HR department. Okay, I have operations, I have sales and marketing. Four departments. Okay. So the thing is, so within finance department, I have four employees. I have Naveen, I have Sai, and I have Seshu, and I have Susila. Four of them. Okay, four employees are working in finance department. Okay, now I paid travel expenses for one of the employee. So now I paid normal travel expenses for Naveen. Okay, so Naveen is traveled on business purpose, for the finance department person. So I have paid for his travel expenses. Or company reimbursed his travel expenses. Suppose. So the normal usual entry will be like travel expenses will be debited since expenses are always debited,
Cash
and
account.
so cash account or petty cash account will be credited since money will be paid from cash. Okay, this will be my transaction. So if I would write this transaction like this or record a transaction like this, how can I track that I have paid to Naveen only? Usually how we will you record this type of transaction business? So you will write travel expenses debit, cash account credit, and you will write a description maybe being travel expenses paid to Mr. Naveen who is working in finance department like that. But that's a mere description describing the transaction. There can be hundreds and thousands of transactions like that. And I have done some 10 to 15 travel expense transactions for Mr. Naveen. So how can I track this 10 to 15 transactions? Or how can I track them on periodic basis? This month how much, next month how much we have paid to for travel expenses for one particular employee. So we can't create many accounts, right? Travel expenses, Naveen, account number 11001, travel expenses, Seshu, account number, I mean 1002, like that. We can't create as many accounts as we want. So it increases the number of accounts managed in chart of accounts. So for that purpose, we use financial dimensions, and we, along with travel expenses, whenever we do this transaction, along with travel expense account, we also tag finance department and Naveen. So we tag both of these. So this indicates like we have paid travel expenses for the person employee called Naveen who is in finance department. So we can track it like this. Or if at all we add these kind of tags, or I mean additional segments for main account. So main account will be something like 5 lakhs. So expense account, right? Suppose it is 5 lakh 5. Okay. And suppose go for this one 5 lakh 50, suppose it will be finance department along with this Naveen also will be tagged. So whenever I want the details of how much travel expense I paid to Naveen, what I can do is I'll select the travel expense account number and the code of Naveen, whatever the code that I have for Naveen. So I will select both of them and I'll extract a report, and quickly I can see all the payments that I have done travel expenses to Naveen, who is working in finance department. So for maintaining detailed information as well as for the preparation of reports and tracking the transactions, we use financial dimensions. So we can maintain financial dimensions as many as we can in business, but usually they'll go for 15 or something until 20, but don't go beyond that normally. Some people will maintain 2 or 3 only according to their business need, not many. So it all depends on how the company want to track their expenses as well as revenues, as well as any other business details like payrolls. Payroll is also an expense, of course, but profits or revenues depending upon location, profits or revenues depending upon the items that you are selling. So for if at all it is depending on the item they want to track, again you want to create a financial dimension called as item, and each item will be created as a dimension value, and I'll show you how we create that, and that will be tagged for every transaction that we do, such that so the profits can be cornered or profits can be categorized on the basis of a product as well, on the basis of location as well. Or profits, not profits, so you can say revenues. So within that revenues again you'll get profits lately. So I'll write down the basic definition of financial dimensions here. Financial dimensions are the additional segments we use for recording detailed transactions and for purpose of tracking the posted transactions and data. So these are the additional segment that we use for recording detailed transactions. Else that we use as tags for main accounts for recording detailed transactions and for the purpose of tracking the posted transactions and data. So the main uses of financial dimensions I'll write down here one by one. So the same that we have defined in definition for recording the detailed transactions, simplification of accounting, of transactions and data on the basis of segments. The most important is preparation of reports. These are the 4 important uses of financial dimensions. So financial dimensions are the additional segment that we use as tags for main accounts for recording detailed transactions and for the purpose of tracking the posted transactions and data. So any confusion in this until here? So do you understand the examples or do you want me to repeat again? I mean, at least understood the concept of the example that I was trying to convey.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, thanks, Yusila. And Sairam,
Yes, I understand.
Seshu.
Sir, last point, sir. The
Okay.
4 segments points.
4. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. Here you go. I can also copy this. And do you have any confusion with the last point, or
Yes,
you
sir.
just want me to show it? So it's for preparation of reports. Okay. What are
Okay.
reports? Any idea? Anybody? What are reports or financial
We can
reports?
prepare the financial,
Hmm.
which causes like how we are spending, when in one segment,
Okay,
which is
actually, I mean, report is of different concepts. For every activity, we can prepare a report if we want to. So report is usually financial report as I have in my perspective here. So
yeah.
in case if I want to track the data of one particular business segment or this one, suppose if I want to track the revenue that is earned for Bangalore location, so I can prepare a report quickly, the revenues that are earned for Bangalore location. Okay. So reports depend on different concepts. So expense reports or revenue reports or any other transactions reports. So whatever we do or bring out a sheet out of the data that we have, the existing data in the system. So that's called as a report. So we will see that concept of reports again in every module. Again, we have reports supported by Microsoft. Okay.
So
So hmm.
we want for the Bangalore, we will extract the data with the using financial dimensions by sorting out
Yeah, we can.
location, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can do. We can select the revenue account plus the Bangalore location,
Okay.
and we can see all the transactions set, or you can see the balance or the total balance that is earned, revenue that is earned.
Okay. For that
Okay.
business unit.
So I want to tell you two things here. We have two concepts. Financial dimension is one, and financial sorry dimension value is one. So within financial dimension, we have financial dimension values. Okay. Suppose I would say like location is my financial dimension. So location is my dimension, and within location I have four places, right? I have four like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. Okay, so I have 4 locations for my sales. Now location is called as a financial dimension. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai are called as financial dimension values. So all these 4 will fall under location. Okay. So we'll tag one of the location value always with the main account, not the location. Actually, location value, one of the value in this, like Hyderabad or Bangalore or Chennai or Mumbai, with each main account or each transaction that we do, such that the transaction is tracked or linked to that particular location. So now I will write another one here. So I'll ask some question in this. Just drag it down.
చెప్పేది ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చెప్పా ద ఫైనాన్షియల్ Dimension and financial dimension values.
So as I told, financial dimension is a name for location. Suppose you put main account అనేది ఒక name, and within main account we have many accounts, right?
Oh no.
One by one. In the same way, financial dimension is a name. Location is a financial dimension, and within location we have Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. Okay, it's
ఇప్పుడు
just a group name.
ఫైనాన్షియల్ డైమెన్షన్ అనేది లొకేషన్ అవుతుంది.
Location
సో
అవుతుంది.
దాంట్లో ఫైనాన్షియల్ డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూ అనేది హైదరాబాద్, బెంగళూరు అనే ఆ స్పెసిఫిక్ లొకేషన్ అవుతుంది.
అవును, Hyderabad location, Bangalore location, Chennai location, Mumbai location. So all these 4 are values within the location.
Okay.
Bala.
అర్థమైందండి.
Okay. So now this question is for you, Bala. So in this example that I have given here, what is financial dimension and what is financial dimension values?
Department should be the financial dimension, and all those like finance and HR should be the values, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Finance, HR, sales and marketing and operations are financial dimension values.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll show you a small example how these are used in business. So actually this is the next step. We'll discuss it after, usually discussed in deep after we do few transactions. We do few more configurations, but I just want to show you how it looks like when we use this financial dimensions in transactions. So I'm going to general ledger, general journal. We can't do it in our legal entity because we did not configure it. Everything is not configured yet. It takes three more classes to configure everything to do transactions. See, I have selected USMF since in USMF everything is configured already. It's taking some time. So here I'll open one of the journal that is there. Suppose it here we normally give account as well as financial dimensions. So if I click here, I can select a main account. So we have multiple main accounts, right? So I'll select this petty cash account. Okay, suppose, and I can select this business unit and department. So this business unit and department are the financial dimensions here. So you see business unit and department. So under business unit, I have dimension values. You can see home, auto, electronics, sporting, chemical, fashion. They have a lot of them. Again, under department, I have financial dimension values. You see sales and marketing, operations, finance, IT, HR, legal, client services, retail, service operations. So all these are dimension values, and they gave unique code for each dimension value, like 022, 023, 024. So if at all I select this department here, you see the sales and marketing department. I see this code along with the main account. I see 022. Okay, if at all I would also select this business unit, suppose one of the business unit like auto business unit. Now I see it as main account plus auto business unit plus sales and marketing department. So whenever I post transaction also, all of them will be attached to that particular transaction. So at the end, I can track them using this. I can track this petty cash that is paid or received, but for this particular finance department or this particular business unit, anything. Okay, in the same way, if at all we use locations, we can see our locations also here. So we will configure that for our legal entity. We'll see. So in implementation, what all you have to understand is how client want to manage their accounts, or how client want to track their accounts at the end of the, at the end of posting accounts or at any periodic intervals, if they want to track any transaction separately. So you have to explain client how these financial dimensions work, and then what are the financial dimensions they want to configure, so that once they give an approval, we can configure those financial dimensions as well as the values in that financial dimensions. Okay, most of the clients will have a clarity of what all financial dimensions they have to maintain. in case if they come up with the questions like we want to track this, we want to track that, and you can explain Dynamics supports these kind of financial dimensions, and you can track transactions in this way. So if you understand this concept of financial dimensions properly, you can resolve any issue, or you can come up with a solution for client situation.
So I have a question.
Yes, Bala.
Is there any limit to having these values? I mean, like we can have too many values, or when it comes to
for values, we don't have any limit, but for financial dimensions, we will talk about it. Actually, they'll maintain at least, I mean, they usually have 2 to 3, but they can also maintain 15 to 20 if they want. Okay. There is no exact number like that. So if it is more than 15, usually system operates very slowly.
Yep.
You know. So keeping that things in mind, or this performance issue in mind, so they'll usually go for small numbers only, not very big.
And also clerical work is also going to increase, right? Apart from that,
we can give automation, like for whenever you select this main account, or whenever you select this particular business unit, the other dimension values will follow automatically.
and somewhere it has to be keyed, right? Keyed in, right? I mean, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it has to be entered manually only.
Okay.
I mean, the initial account at least has to be entered manually. So if at all they want fair results, they have to keep efforts.
Yeah, input is equals to output, as they say that.
Yeah. So that's how it looks. So we will see how we can configure the financial dimensions first. So this is after configuring while entering the transaction. But before that, we have to configure or design the financial dimension and the values within it. So we'll see that part. So for that, I'm going into my legal entity. So dimensions is also a global page. Actually, you can go through any legal entity, but anyway, we'll open our legal entity MRF. So now I have this location as well as department. So I'll use both of them for my legal entity. So I'm to create financial dimensions, I have to navigate to general ledger, chart of accounts, dimensions, financial dimensions. It's a 4-step navigation. General ledger, chart of accounts, dimensions, and financial dimensions. Please note down the navigation.
I can repeat, sir.
Yeah, general ledger, chart of accounts, within that dimensions, and within that financial dimensions. Done? Sairam.
Oh, yes.
Did you write down the navigation?
I have.
Okay, right, perfect. Then if I click here on financial dimensions, I'm sorry, here. So there are a lot of financial dimensions that are already created and being used for other legal entities. But for my legal entity, I will create my own dimension. Sometimes you can use the financial dimensions for multiple legal entities as well. Suppose if at all I go for here, business unit is there, right? I can use the same business unit financial dimension for multiple legal entities. That's not a problem. So it all depends on the account structure that you use. That is our next topic in our class. So we will see how we can use it. Okay. But for now, for our legal entity, we'll create a financial dimension. We'll create those 2 financial dimensions and values within it. Okay. So here we can click on new to create a financial dimension. If I click on new, I have 2 options: custom dimension, or these are called entity dimensions or entity backed dimensions. So we will talk about these entity backed dimensions actually. I can go for custom dimension for now. So we are going to design our own dimension, right? So I'm going for custom dimension here. If I go for custom dimension, I can give a dimension name. So I can give the name as MRF underscore location. Okay. and there is no need to give for report column name and all. So I just save this. That's okay. We have to activate this dimension. We will do that once after we create some dimension values, then we will activate this. Okay, now the status is inactive as you see here. We have to activate it. So select these values from custom dimension and the dimension name as MRF location that I gave here. Then we have created a financial dimension. See, this is added to the list of financial dimensions we have. Now the next step is we have to create values in the financial dimension. So what are the values that we have for financial dimension? Financial dimension location. What are the values we have? Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Mumbai. And let's see how we can configure those values. So for configuring financial dimension values, we have this option here, dimension values. So click on dimension values. And it's empty here. I can create a value or one by one. So I'll click on new here. I can give a value number if I want. Suppose I'll give it as 100. Hyderabad. Okay. I'll save it. Then I'll give it as 101 Bangalore. It's not mandatory that you have to give numerics only. You can also give alphanumerics if you want, or you can give anything. You can give alphabets also. A, B, B, C, C, D, D like that, or A, B, C, D like that. Anything. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 also you can give. I'm just giving it 101, 100 because I mean later I may get more numbers, right? So I'm just going like this 100, 101, 102, 103. So 3 alphabet, 3 digits I'm going for. Okay. I can go for 102 Bangalore, Chennai, save, and the fourth one 103 Mumbai. Okay, 4. Refresh this. So all of them are in line now. 100 is for Hyderabad, 101 is for Bangalore, 102 is for Chennai, 103 is for Mumbai. Right? So this is how we can create financial dimension values within the financial dimension. I also have few options here. We will discuss this menu details within a financial dimension value. Okay. Is it clear until here how to create a financial dimension and values? Follow me. If at all it's not clear, I'll create one more. I mean the MRF departments as well, such that you will have to understand it once again. So I'll click on new again since I want to create another one. So I'll select the values. So I'll select this custom dimension values. I will select from custom dimension, and I'll give the dimension name as MRF underscore department. Okay. Now I'll save this. I'll go for dimension values. It's here to create the values within the financial dimension. So it's empty here. I'll create the values. I'll click on new. So for this I'll give 2 series. Okay, 200 finance department. I'll go for 201 a department, 202 Wilson marketing, 204, sorry, not 203, right? Sorry, 203 operations. So I created 4. It's taking time to save this time. So I can refresh this. Now I can see all of them here. 4 values I have created. You can create as many values you want. You just have to click on new and add the value. That's all. Some people will create all their employee names as financial dimension values. They'll create a dimension as employee, and all their employee names as financial dimension values, and they give the dimension value as the employee code, such that for every transaction that they do for employee, like payroll transaction or any other expense transaction, they will tag that employee code as a financial dimension for every transaction that they do for that employee. Okay, if at all I have to create employee, I have to have 200 values. If at all I have 200 employees in my company. And some people will have vendors, all the vendors in the list. So if at all I have 500 vendors, all the vendors will be created as financial dimension values again. So for each transaction of that vendor, usually you can track transaction by vendor. Normally the vendor will be anyways there, but they will also keep this financial dimension as vendor. Some people will keep customers, some people will keep, how can I say, banks, some people will keep fixed assets as well, up to their wish. So you can also keep the master data here in the financial dimensions. I'll show you how to do that as well. So I have created this MRF department. The next step is to activate the financial dimension that I've created, since I have created dimension as well as values within it. So I'll activate it here. See this button, activate. Takes a while to get activated, and you can run it in the batch. I mean, it will run in the background, or you can run it in the front end itself. So I'll do both of them. For now, for this, I'm running it in the front end. So when I run it in the front end, I see this will run on the screen like this. It takes some time to activate it when it runs on the screen, and it will, you can't do anything else until it gets activated, right? So for that purpose, we have that batch job as well, which runs in the background, and you can do your things in the front end without any disturbance.
I have one question.
Yes, Bala.
Like, what are some of the most common challenges that normally teams face while they, plan all these financial dimensions?
They don't face any challenges. No, they don't at all face any challenges. They'll just do some good analysis. What kind of financial dimensions they want, what kind of financial dimension values they want, such that they can record the transactions in the same manner, as well as they can track them at the end of the year or for the preparation of reports. So they'll do a good brainstorming and analysis. So this is generally done by business analysts or solution architects or the client side people only. As a consultant, they will give you the task that you have to configure all this, and you will do that. Okay. If at all you get a chance to analyze, or if your opinion about it, and you can present an opinion by analyzing the business. It's yours, up to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Then I have activated this department. You can see it is active here. The same way I can activate the location as well. So I can click on activate MRF location. I can click batch here and click activate, such that it says that it is added to the batch queue. After a while it will get activated. So I think it's automatically get activated. You can see here. It is active already. So this is how we can create financial dimensions as well as values within the financial dimension. So I was saying you another one, we always used custom dimension only right here. So other than custom dimension, we can use already existing values also. Suppose that I am trying to create a cost center. So there is a cost center here called as ADS cost center. Within this, if I open this dimension values, I have 5 dimension values: CC1, CC2, CC3, 4, 5, and cost center 1, cost center 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if at all I want to create a financial dimension, I want the same values for that particular financial dimension as well. So it's a different cost center that I'm creating, MRF cost center, but I want the values in the same way. I can copy the values from here. So how can I do that? I can do it from this way. I go for new. I go for use values from. I should see it here if it is here, and now I don't see it here. Usually I can, if at all I see it here, I can copy, but I don't see. These are all the entity back dimension. So that is also a custom dimension. So I can't see it actually. So 1 second. Let me delete this one. So I'll go back to this one. Suppose I'll go back to business unit here. Where is the business unit? So here. So this business unit is not a custom dimension. It's a entity back dimension, already given dimension in Dynamics directly. So if at all I go for the dimension values, I can see there are a lot of dimension values 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And after 6, I have 69, 78, 81, and 82. And between I don't have. So this is how the construction is like. So this is a already given dimension value by 10. I mean, in this demo environment, I did not configure this one. If at all I want to use the values from this one, I can create a new one here and I can select it as business units here. Use values from business units. And I can give the name here as MRF business unit. And I can save it. Now this is MRF business unit, right? If I go for dimension values, I can see all the dimension values from business unit are copied into MRF business unit automatically. It's because we have used this use values from business units. So we did not use custom dimension. If we use custom dimension, that values will disappear or we don't find any values. We have to customize or create values by our own. But I can also copy the values from already existing dimensions like this. So what happens is all these are the entity back dimensions. So suppose if I select customers here, you see these customers, and I'll just change this name as MRF customers. Okay. I'll save this. If I go for dimension values, I see lot of dimension values. So all the customers that are created in multiple legal entities will automatically add it up as dimension values here. If at all I go now into system and create a new customer, that customer will be automatically added as a dimension value here. The customer number will be added as a dimension value and the customer name will be coming into the description automatically. The same way we have vendors. If at all we create any vendor in any legal entity, that vendor number as well as the vendor description will automatically appear here in the dimension values. Without manually being created, that will be automatically added here in the dimension value. That's why we call them as entity backed dimensions. So these are all called as master data. Actually, this costs and customers department, customers, vendors, fixed asset groups, products and products, items and item groups. So all these are called as masters. So this master data, whenever we create, if at all we are maintaining the master data as a financial dimension, suppose whenever we create any item group or item as a there, that will be added directly as a financial dimension value here. So that's one case. Mostly they will use these kind of things for vendors, customers and item groups. Okay, they'll create it and select it as customers. So whenever they create any customer, that customer name will be added as a financial dimension value within the financial dimension. That's with entity back dimensions. But here we will try to learn only custom dimensions. But in case if the entity back dimensions are wanted, I mean the entity back dimensions are needed, you can use that entity back dimensions. So for now we use custom dimensions only.
So if there is a report, like vendor based or customer based, and
then you can maintain vendor and customer.
Is there a possibility that both of them are having the same kind of data? I mean, the dimensional values and the master records are holding the same value.
They will hold the same data. Okay. Whenever you do any vendor transaction, you will select a vendor account. Normally, you will select vendor account from accounts payable module. As well as you can also select a additional dimension value for the transaction. So you will anyway have two of them. Again, in the beginning you will have vendor account as well as at the end you will have vendor financial dimension. So it is used for a different purpose actually. Suppose
any kind of differentiation?
Yeah, there is one. If at all I am a user in Dynamics, so I can access Dynamics and I can check the transactions for vendor. Okay, but you are somebody outside the Dynamics or some accounting analyzer or a auditor. I will give a rough data or take out the report and give you the data. You can't access Dynamics. Okay, so in that case, what you will do, then you can use that, or you can use that data in Excel sheet and track it according to the financial dimension value. Okay, so in that case, it will be useful.
Thank you.
So any confusion here until creation of financial dimensions? Anybody? No, right? So this we have created two for our legal entity, location and department. You can maintain as many as you want, no problem. So any suggestion, anybody? For any other dimension, financial dimension as well as values in it, other than location and department? We'll create another one for our legal entity. Anybody? Anybody who worked with Tally or QuickBooks or any other ERP have come across this kind of segments? Can suggest one.
Can create employee names.
Employee names, okay. Employee names is a very bigger one because employee names is linked to HR module. Again, we are not discussing it, but anything other than employee names.
Product.
Okay, product is good, but we already have product. I mean, something called as product actually. If at all we create product, whenever we create any product, we have to come and create that dimension value here. If at all we use custom dimension, but if at all we have this item, we already have one. Here, whenever you create product, it will be bringing into it. Where is this item? Anything else?
Gender.
Gender. Gender
Nothing
is
else
actually
comes under HR only.
no. Gender is a usual thing like male or female. So why does we need it for financial? I mean, financial reports making or tracking of finance transactions. We don't need it. So we can usually use cost centers. Cost centers are the places where you can do expenses or where the expenses, the money for expenses will flow or the outflow will be there. Okay, or you can use, some people use revenue centers. Revenue center means they will use it for, I mean, profit centers or revenue centers, what they can call in either ways. So whenever there is a cash inflow, that will be recorded by tagging a revenue center or a profit center. So people use that as well. Then it's okay. We'll leave it for 2. We'll make it simple. Okay. And we will try to understand how transactions are posted and tracked using financial dimensions lately. And if at all you are clear with this, we can discuss another topic. I mean, I can go. The topic name is account structure. What is an account structure? Account structure is a combination of main accounts and financial dimensions. Okay, we have created main accounts separately, chart of accounts and main account separately. We have created financial dimensions separately, but for which main account we want to use financial dimensions, for which main accounts we don't want financial dimensions, that we have to give a combination. So that will be done in account structure. So that will be our topic for tomorrow. Actually, I think we have discussed enough for today. Tomorrow we will discuss about account structure, but remember that we have to create an account structure compulsorily for a company, or for in order to proceed further, we have to have at least one account structure. We can create separate account structures for balance sheet and profit and loss accounts also. We'll see that too tomorrow. Guys, I mean, I'll create one account structure, I mean, another financial dimension here. I'll
After
call
this, can you please give me an example for that combination of main account and financial dimension?
we will actually discuss a lot about it tomorrow, but I'll give you MRF cost center I'm giving. Okay, I have creating another financial dimension MRF cost center, and I'm going for, I'll save this and I'll go for dimension values. Okay, within dimension values, I'll create this new dimension value. I'll create CC1. I'm sorry, this way CC1. Cost center 1. Okay. CC2. Center 2. And I'll create CC. Call it as center 3. Okay, this many we have. And guys, we have some details here. You can see within a lot of them. So you can give account active from and active to date to a financial dimension value if you want. So it acts like the same way we have discussed in the main account, right? So it will be active in these particular dates only. After crossing the active to date, if at all user is doing any transaction and want to see this financial dimension value, he can't see it. If at all he see it also, he can't use it because it will be inactive. That particular dimension value will be inactive, so he can't use it. It will say that the dimension value that you are trying to use is inactive and you can't use that dimension value, choose another value. System will throw an error message straight away. So again, we have temporary suspension option here. If at all we suspend it, it will work in the same way. The dimension value that you are using is suspended. Choose another dimension value or make it active. So it will say like that. So if at all there is any confusion with the dimension value, or if you feel like discontinuing the dimension value, you can suspend it so that users will not use it further for any transactions. So you have these two options. Again, I have an option called as group dimension. This is for consolidation purpose. In case in consolidation company, this cost center 3 is given as cost center 5, suppose. Or here we have finance department, right? In the previous example, finance department is 100. If at all the same finance department is having value number 102 in consolidation company, so then you can give the group dimension value as 102, such that in the consolidation company, the same finance value is 102. So I'm not having finance value here, but in case for consolidation, if at all the finance value will be the same, I mean in consolidation company, for the consolidation company, the financial dimension value finance is 102. So I can give that 102 here so that both of them will be matched, or this dimension and value and that dimension value will be matched when we to transfer the accounts or the balances from subsidiary company to the consolidation company. So we also have another way to link those financial dimensions other than this. So we will see that during consolidation process. So we have calculate total from multiple dimension values. Actually, this option is add together amounts from one or more financial dimension values. This field is available when only shared value is selected in the select level of dimension value display field. So where is this shared value? I think select level of dimension value. I don't think we have it here. It's not this one. Okay. I mean, go for dimension values. So here I'll edit this. So this is not an option to select. Actually, nobody will use this multiple dimension values option. But in case if you use this, so it says that it will combine the amounts of one or more dimension values. So whenever you record any transaction, the combination or the combined amount will be transferred to the third value, as far as I know this one or use this one. This is saying that it's only used when shared value is selected, but there is no option for selecting shared value since this legal entity or this location does not support this kind of activity, I think so. There is another one here for do not allow manual entry, which means when if I select this do not allow manual entry, so when earlier I have selected this kind of values in journals, right? So I can't select it manually here. Either you have to give it as a default financial dimension for a main account or a vendor or a customer or a bank account, like that. You have to use it as a default financial dimension for those accounts, such that it will be automatically picked by the system whenever you do transactions. But you can't manually enter it. Since you close this, you enable this as do not allow manual entry. So in these kind of journals, you can't enter it manually. If at all you select it manually, it gives a warning message that you can't select it manually because it is not allowed for manual entries. So that one. You can select a owner actually. This owner will be the employee. Whoever is responsible for this cost center, you can select the owner of this particular financial dimension value. So it's not compulsory. Suppose for finance department, if I go in that one, I'll just activate this in the background in the meanwhile. Okay. So I'll go for this department. Okay. For finance department, if I go for dimension values, if there is a head for finance department, I can select that person name as employee. So these are all the employee names in this organization, not just in this legal entity. Within this organization, I have few. I mean, these were all given by the demo company only. I did not configure any employee details actually. So you can select one of the employee who is responsible for this Hyderabad location, or you can say who is responsible for department. If I select department, I go for values. Let it this. So I can select a employee name for finance department. It's not compulsory that you have to select it. So the few things you have to remember is this active from and active to, suspension, and a manual entry details. So these four are really important. So whenever these four are enabled or anything is crossed, suspended, or do not allow manual entry is marked, employees or users might face issues when they record transactions. So you have to come back here and check if it is suspended or if it is inactive or the active date is crossed. And you have to explain them that this is behaving as so because of these options being enabled, and if you want, you can disable these options and use it further. So that's how you can track the support issues in case if you face any regarding the financial dimensions here from this page. Then also here I have this legal entity overrides page, which is almost similar to the main accounts legal entity overrides we have discussed previously. Suppose the same financial dimension value is used for multiple legal entities, or the same financial dimension and dimension values are used in multiple legal entities, then I can suspend it for one of the legal entity by selecting that legal entity. Suppose if I'm using this for this ADS, I can select this ADS here and I can click on suspended, so that it will be suspended for one legal entity. For the other legal entities which are using the same financial dimension, it will be active for those legal entities, but for this ADS it will be suspended. The same way you can give active from and active to dates, and the same way you can give a specific owner for this ADS legal entity. Again, if I have another legal entity, I can select that legal entity as well as this one, suppose Qantas or China. And if I want to suspend for this one also, I can suspend for both of them like this. So if it is a shared financial dimension or shared financial dimension value, if I'm using the same for multiple legal entities, then to control for each legal entity, I can use this option called legal entity overrides. That's all. If at all I suspend here, it will be suspended entirely for all the legal entities. But specifically, if I want to suspend for one legal entity, I can come here or add a legal entity like this and I can do suspension. So that's a point, guys. So clear these 4 points as well as this one, legal entity overrides. Bala, Sairam.
Yes.
ఇది కొద్దిగా ఇంకా అంటే చేస్తే కొద్దిగా ఇంకా బాగా అర్థమవుతుంది.
ఏది
I have one doubt.
చెప్పండి సుశీల.
Actually, dimension value, shared dimension values use చేయొచ్చు అన్నారు కదా. సో పర్టికులర్ డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూసే యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చా? మన లీగల్ ఎంటిటీకి కావాల్సిన డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూసే ఇక్కడ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చా?
యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అకౌంట్ స్ట్రక్చర్ లో కంట్రోల్ ఉంది దానికి యూజ్ చేసుకోవడానికి.
ఓకే, అంటే చాలా డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూస్ ఉంటాయి కదా. సో ఫర్ ఆర్ లీగల్ ఎంటిటీ కొన్ని అవసరం అవుతాయి కాబట్టి we can use that, right?
అవును, చేసుకోవచ్చు అలా కూడా. నో ప్రాబ్లం, చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, దెన్ బాలా చెప్పండి.
ఏం లేదండి, జస్ట్ ఇంకొకసారి మళ్ళీ తిరిగేస్తే కొద్దిగా
ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తే మీకు డౌట్స్ వస్తాయి. డౌట్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు నన్ను అడగండి.
తప్పకుండా.
ఓకే ఓకే, దెన్ I think that would be all for today. Practice it until financial dimensions, create some dimensions and values within it. Tomorrow we will discuss about this account structure part, how we can combine main accounts and financial dimensions. Okay, we'll discuss deep in this account structure part. Since
లీగల్ ఎంట్రీ డైమెన్షన్ ఓవర్ రైడ్ కూడా ఎవ్రీ డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూకి వెళ్ళే చేసుకోవాలా?
every dimension value కి వెళ్ళి
లైక్ మెయిన్ అకౌంట్.
అలానే చేసుకోవాలి.
ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ.
యాక్చువల్గా వీటి అన్నిటికీ డేటా ఇంపోర్ట్ కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ప్రతి డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూకి ఏ లీగల్ ఎంటిటీ ఓవర్ రైట్ చేయాలనేది ఒక 100 ఉంటే 100కి ఒక ఎక్సెల్ షీట్ ఉంటే మీరు ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. కానీ ఒక స్పెసిఫైడ్ ఫార్మాట్ ఉంటుంది దానికి, ఆ ఫార్మాట్లోనే చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఆ ఫార్మాట్లోనే డేటా ఎంటర్ చేసే ఎక్సెల్ షీట్లో దాన్ని ఇంపోర్ట్ చేస్తే సిస్టమ్ ఆటోమేటిక్ ఇవి క్రియేట్ చేసేస్తుంది సస్పెన్షన్స్.
ఓకే, సో
అది డేటా
మాన్యువల్ గా చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉండదు.
అవసరం ఉంటుంది.
ఓకే,
అవును, ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి.
ఓకే.
కానీ
అంటే
ఇవి చాలా సెన్సిటివ్ కదా, వీటిని
Mhm.
2-3 సార్లు పర్టికులర్ గా చూసుకొని చేసుకుంటారు అంతే. ఓకే, చెప్పండి బాలా.
అదేనండి అర్థమైంది. ఇప్పుడు
ఓకే,
సెన్సిటివ్ అన్నారు నాకు దాంట్లోనే అర్థమైంది అనమాట. అంత ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ గా వాడేది కాదు అని చెప్పి అర్థమవుతుంది.
అవును, అలా ఏం చేయరు, మాస్ గా ఒకేసారి అప్డేట్ అయితే చేయరు. అన్ని డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూస్ ఒక కంపెనీకి సస్పెండ్ చేయడం అంటే చాలా సింపుల్ గా చేయరు. చాలా అప్రూవల్స్ ఉండాలి, దానికి చాలా పెద్ద రీజన్స్ ఉండాలి.
సో ఇది నాకు తెలిసి లైక్ ఫంక్షనల్ కన్సల్టెన్సీ చేస్తారేమో, లేకపోతే వాళ్ళే చేస్తుంటారంట మామూలుగా.
కన్సల్టెంట్సే చేస్తారు. కన్సల్టెంట్స్ కి వర్క్ ఇస్తారు, అసైన్ చేస్తారు. సో వాళ్ళకి ఇది అవసరం లేదు, బిజినెస్ నుంచి రిక్వెస్ట్ వస్తుంది, వీ డోంట్ నీడ్ దిస్, వీ వాంట్ దిస్ టు బి సస్పెండెడ్ అంటే యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ యాక్సెస్, కన్సల్టెంట్కే యాక్సెస్ ఉంటుంది ఎక్కువ. బిజినెస్లో ఉన్న అకౌంటింగ్ మేనేజర్స్కి లేకపోతే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ హెడ్స్కి యూజర్స్కి ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండదు. ఇవన్నీ కన్సల్టెంట్స్కి ఉన్న కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ వాళ్ళకు ఉండదు. ఓకే, ఒకవేళ ఉన్నా కూడా వాళ్ళు యాక్సెస్ చేయలేరు, కన్సల్టెంట్సే చేయాలి. నో ప్రాబ్లం. So that's it. We have created 3 for our MRF. You can see here MRF cost center. Let me try to filter it if it works. So MRF key, MRF location, MRF department, MRF cost center and 3 dimensions create chesa. Okay, tomorrow we'll discuss about account structure.
జేపీ హలో,
చెప్పు శేషు.
ఇప్పుడు అది డైమెన్షన్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేసాం కదా, డైమెన్షన్స్ కి మళ్ళీ డైమెన్షన్ వాల్యూస్ మొత్తం సెట్ చేసాం. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ మధ్యలో మనం ఆ డైమెన్షన్ లేబుల్ అని మార్చాలనుకుంటే అది
లేబుల్ మార్చాలా? యూజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత మార్చొచ్చు.
ఓకే,
మార్చొచ్చు, బట్ ఎవరు మార్చరు.
ఓకే ఓకే,
అంతే. Anytime you can change it. See, you can edit this here, anything. Okay. Fine, then I'm stopping recording until here. It's just 50.